Hello students, this is your Rohit sir, your biological science teacher, and I hope everyone is safe at home. And in the recent videos we have discussed about the part 1 of the second lesson, that is nothing but cell, the basic unit of life. And here we are going to discuss about the second part of the second lesson. Now here let us start our discussion. Now in the last video we have discussed two important activities, and now we are going to discuss about the activity 3, that is nothing but observing the human cheek cells. Now to observe the human cheek cells you require special material just like toothpick or otherwise ice cream wooden spoon and slide, methylene blue, dropper and microscope and some water and cover slip. Now here telling all the information on this screen, it is not interesting, so that's why I have a video reference for this activity too. Now let us go and observe the video reference for this one. Now first of all, if you want to observe the human cheek cells like this, then you have to follow some procedure. Okay, then you have to take a toothpick and take the inner linings of your mouth like this. Scrape a little bit, don't scrape too hard. If you scrape too hard, then it will hurt your inner lining of mouth. So your inner lining of mouth are too delicate, so if you hurt, then it may damage. So you have to keep that scraping here. If you scrape very hardly, then it may hurt. Then take a toothpick and place the cells on the slide and then add some amount of the methylene blue. Now what is this blue color solution? This blue color solution is called as methylene blue. This methylene blue will give you blue color to the human cheek cells. Now take the cover slip with the help of the needle, then place it without forming any bubbles. Now press with the blunt end of this needle and take the tissue paper and remove the excess amount of the stain from the slide. Now why we have to remove the excess amount of the stain? Because if you don't remove, then while observing under the microscope it will give you a disturbance. So to free from disturbance we have to remove all the excess amount of the color or stain that is coming out of that. Now when you see through the microscope, then you can see this structure, these are all human cheek cells. Now you can see that all dot like structures are present in the center of the cells. These dot like structures are nucleus that is present inside the cells. Now do they have any particular structure? Actually they do not have any particular structure. They are nearly circular and exactly the nucleus is present in the center. So here, do they have any outer boundary like structure, very thick outer boundary like structure? No, there is no thick outer boundary like structure. That is nothing but cell wall is absent. Okay, only cell membrane is there. Now what is cell wall, what is cell membrane, and what are all these things will be learnt in 9th class biological sciences. So this is the activity of observing the human cheek cells. I hope everyone have understood well. Okay, now here I would like to give a homework to you. Now take a notebook and write the activity 3, observing the human cheek cells, and draw the rough diagram. Okay, so this diagram in your notebook, this is as your homework. Now let us move to the next topic. Now here a significant observation. Who has observed this nucleus in the cells for the first time? Now the Robert Brown, this scientist who sat in the chair is called as Robert Brown, and he has made a significant effort for understanding the cells. Among different parts of the cells, that is nothing but inside cells, so many parts are there. Among different parts, the nucleus is very very important, and this important nucleus was found by this famous scientist called Robert Brown. Now what he has said, what he has done in 18th century, he has observed the nucleus in the cells. Okay, and he given the name nucleus. Now if anybody asks you who has discovered the nucleus, then you have to write the answer. That is nothing but Robert Brown. Robert Brown has discovered the nucleus, but there will be a small confusion between Robert Hooke and Robert Brown. Robert Hooke is the first person who has observed the cells under the microscope. he given the name cells, that is Robert Hooke. But here the nucleus is discovered by Robert Brown. Now both are look similar, but Robert Hooke has observed the cells for the first time, but here Robert Brown has observed the nucleus for the first time. Now if you remember the Brown word, then you can easily identify the Robert Brown is the first person who has observed the nucleus. A small shortcut for you. If you want to remember this who has discovered the nucleus, then imagine a cell with a brown nucleus. Which type of nucleus? Brown nucleus. So brown nucleus. Who discovered the nucleus? Robert Brown discovered. Okay, you remember this word, brown nucleus. If you remember this word, nucleus is discovered by Brown. Which Brown? Robert Brown. Understood? This is the shortcut to remember. Now let us move to the next topic. Now here, these are all the plant cells. If you observe the leaf under the microscope, then you can observe a small bean shaped cells under the microscope. These bean shaped cells are called as chloroplasts. Now you can see here, this is the cell. Inside the cell, cytoplasm is present, elliptic structure, and in the center nucleus is available. Now here, what is this? This is called stomata. Now what is this? This is called stomata. Now you can see here, there are two bean shaped cells, and in the center there is a gap. This is called stomata. So many times you have observed. Now here you can see, this is one bean shaped cell, this is another bean shaped cell. Now as you can see here, this is the nucleus, and this is the cell wall, and this is the nucleus, a dot like structure that is present in the center of the cells. These are all called nucleus. Okay, now in the above figure we can see 3 stomata including nucleus, and these are the pores through which the leaves exchange the gases. What does this word pore means? Pore, P-O-R-E, means a hole like structure. Now here, these cells have a hole like structure. Stomatas have a hole like structure, just like our nose have a small hole in it. What is the use of this nose hole? To exchange the gas, to send the gas outside, to receive the gas inside. Just like we have nose for sending the gas out and taking the gas inside, the leaves have stomata, and it also have some hole. It is also act like nose of the leaf. Now let us move to the next one. Now activity number 4, observation of nucleus in the onion peel cells. Now for this you need to peel a membrane from an onion once again. Now already you know how to separate the peel from an onion. Okay, again you have to take an onion, cut into small pieces, again separate a small layer from the onion. Now keep this membrane on the slide and add 2 to 2 drops of saffronin or methylene blue. Then cover it with cover slip and leave it for 5 minutes. Why we have to leave it for 5 minutes? During that 5 minutes, these leaf cells or this onion peel cells will absorb all the methylene blue in it, and the center portion, only nucleus, will absorb the blue color and it will appear specially. Then add some water drop by drop from one side of the cover slip, and to remove the excess amount of the liquid. Now again you take the tissue paper like in the previous activity and you remove excess amount of the water. Now this will help in washing away extra amount of stain. Now observe this slide under the microscope. Now what did you see? Now you can see this type of cells under the microscope. Now can you identify? See, this is the cell wall. Inside a jelly like structure that is called cytoplasm, and inside in the center you can see blue color dot like structure. This is called nucleus. Now the blue or red spot observed within the cell is nucleus. Now let us see the nucleus in our own cells, that is nothing but animal cells, right? Now see here, observation of the nucleus in the human cheek cells. Now what we have to do? First of all, you could also take the cells from the inner layers of the cheek and stain them with safranin or methylene blue and try to observe the nucleus by using the microscope. Already you have observed this activity in the activity number 3. Am I right? Now at that time what you have done? You have taken small toothpick and you have scraped the inner layers of the cheek, and then you kept that material on the slide. Then you have added some methylene blue and covered it with cover slip. Then you have removed the excess amount of the stain with the help of tissue paper. Then you have observed under the microscope. Now the same picture has visible under the microscope. Am I right or not? Right. Now here there are some questions. Now you have to give the answers for these questions. What are those questions? What structures are observed in the cells? You can say that a dot-like structure is present in the center. Now the next question, did you see any dark stained body in all the cells? Yes, we have observed dark dot-like structure in the center of the cells. Now next question, are they located in the center in the both cells? No. See, in the human cheek cells, the nucleus is present in the center, but in the onion peel cells, is that nucleus or dot-like structure is present in the center? No. Now let us see once again. Is this dot-like structure is present in the center? No. Now it is also no. It is also no. Now only this one, but it is slightly aside from the center. Now this is onion peel cells. Onion peel cells are plant cells. Inside the plant cells, the nucleus is not present in the center. Inside the animals, the nucleus is directly present in the center. This is the difference between plant cell and animal cell. Now what is the difference between a boundary of onions and a cheek cells? Now if you see onion cells, outer boundary is cell wall. Now if you see the human cheek cells, then the outer boundary is cell membrane. Okay, now let us see the things again. Now if you see the onion cells, it have a thick boundary that is called cell wall. As it has written here, cell wall is there. Cell wall is the outer boundary of plant cells. Now if you see the human cheek cells, is there any cell wall like structure? No, cell membrane is present. Cell membrane is the outer layer. Now here cell membrane is present at the outer layer of the human cheek cells, and cell wall is present at the outer layer of the plant cells. So that is nothing but plant cells outer layer is cell wall. Animal cells outer layer is cell membrane. Now the outer layer of the cheek cells is cell membrane. This gives shape to the cell, and sensitivity allows substances to pass through it in and out of the cell. Now these lines are very, very important. Now if anybody asks you to write the uses of cell membrane, what is the first use? The first use is it will give the shape. Now I suggest all of you to please take a notebook and write the uses of cell membrane. This is the another homework that is given by me to you. You have to submit to my personal number. Now you have to write the uses of cell membrane. What is the first use? It will give the shape. Now what is the second use? It will allow substances in and out of the cell. Now what is this second thing is all about? Now let us discuss this in very deeply. Imagine that this is a plant cell, and imagine that this is an animal cell. If you see the plant cell and animal cell, the difference is plant cell have cell wall, animal cell do not have cell wall. Now if you see the plant cell again, another small membrane is present inside it. This is called cell membrane. Now what is the use of this cell membrane? This cell membrane have some small holes in this layer. Now what these small holes are doing here? These small cells are acting like gates. Either they are sending the materials inside, sometimes they are sending the material outside. In this way they are exchanging the information in and out of the cell. So some materials are coming inside of the cell and some materials are going outside of the cells. Now about this you will learn more in the 9th class. On the other hand, in the class of the onion peel, the outer covering is clearer than the cheek cells. It is because there is another layer is present over the cell membrane. Now if you see the human cheek cells, you cannot see the cells clearly, but if you see the onion peel cells, you can see clearly, because onion peel cells have thick layer, that is cell wall. Human cheek cells do not have that outer layer. Okay, now the outer layer of the onion cells or otherwise plant cells are called as cell wall. What is the use of this cell wall? Cell wall gives rigidity. The uses of cell wall. What is the use of cell wall? Rigidity. What is the meaning of rigidity? This is a hard word. Rigidity means thickness. So it will give the thickness to the cells. Okay, now let us move to the next topic. Yeah, now there are some organisms here. Now let us discuss here. In both of the cells you will find a dense round body called nucleus. In each and every cells, in the center you can find a very thick dot like structure. What is the name of this thick dot like structure that is present inside the cell? That is called a nucleus. In cheek cells, the nucleus is present more or less at the center. Now if you see the cheek cells, it is present in the center. Now if you see in the onion peel cells, it is not present in the center. Am I right? These in the onion peel cells, they are not present in the center. Now the jelly-like substance that is present between the nucleus and the cell membrane is called cytoplasm. Now there is a question. What is cytoplasm? Now what is cytoplasm? A gel-like structure present between cell membrane and a nucleus. A liquid that is present between cell membrane and nucleus is called cytoplasm. Now what is this? Let us understand. See here, imagine that this is a cell and this is cell membrane. Now imagine that this is the nucleus that is present in the center. Now a special liquid like structure that is present between the nucleus and the cell membrane is called cytoplasm. See, this is a jelly like structure that is present between nucleus and the cell membrane. Okay, now here it is heterogeneous material. What is the meaning of heterogeneous materials? Materials are of two types. Actually, the first one is called homogeneous. Second one is called heterogeneous. Now let us discuss what is homogeneous. Now what is the word means homo? Homo means similar. So if any liquid, if you say it as homo, then that is nothing but only one type of thing is there, no other mixture is there. Your drinking water is homogeneous mixture. If I say that is not a homogeneous mixture, actually it is mixed with some bacteria and some other minerals also, but for your general understanding I am saying that if you do not add anything to the water, then that is homogeneous mixture. Then what is the meaning of heterogeneous mixture? Heterogeneous is nothing but it's a mixture, combination. Now imagine that if you have added some amount of the salt and lemon to the water, then it will become heterogeneous. Now what is he saying? Cell membrane is a heterogeneous mixture. Cytoplasm. Now what is he saying? Cytoplasm is a heterogeneous mixture. Now what is the meaning of heterogeneous mixture? The cytoplasm is not a simple thing, but inside the cytoplasm so many things are there. That is the meaning of heterogeneous mixture or heterogeneous material. Ask your teacher why it is called as heterogeneous, and I have explained it well. Now it contains membrane bound structures called cell organelles. Now what does it means? Now imagine that if this is a very big cell, in the center that is nucleus, now this is cytoplasm. It is heterogeneous mixture. Why it is heterogeneous mixture? Inside this so many other cell organelles are there. What is the meaning of cell organelle? Cell organelles are nothing but the organs that are present inside the cell. Mitochondria, Golgi apparatus. These are all the things that you will learn in 9th class. Okay. Now you shall study why cells are considered to be the basic structural and the functional units of the living body. Now will you tell me why the cells are called as the basic structural and functional unit of a living organism? Now let me tell you. If there are cells, then the living things exist. See, if there are bricks, then the building can be built. If there are cells arranged in a proper manner, a living body will be built. That's why it is structural. Why it is functional? Because if the cells are working properly, then the human being is also working properly. That's why it is called as functional. Now I hope you have understood well. Okay, structural means it is giving us shape. Functional means it is making us to do some work. Understand? Right. I hope everyone have understood well. Now let us move to the next thing. Before going to the next line, what are these things? See, these things are called as microorganism. As I have said, micro means small, organism means living things. Now these are called some small living things. These things can only observable under the microscope. What is the first one? The first one is chlamydomonas. Second one is amoeba. Third one is E. coli. Next, the fourth one is grass blades under the microscope. If you see the grass under the microscope, then you can see this type of structure. Okay, now let us move to the next one. So I hope everyone, now this is the end of your class. I hope everyone have understood well. Now please submit your homework within the time, and at the same time keep in contact with your subject. Grow and learn together. Okay, so this is Rohit Krishna, your biological science teacher. Meet you in the next video. Bye bye.